We have now determined that our next guest has sick field goal range out to 39 and a half yards.
Give him 3/4.
Matt Schneidman joins us now, brought to you by Miller Lite, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There's a difference, and by Rogers Behavioral Health. Mr. Schneidman, good morning. A crossbar doink on social media. How'd you feel you hit that one?
Did you watch the video that I tweeted when I hit it from 42 on my first try?
I missed that one.
I actually missed it too. I saw it, Matt. Too.
I think what happened is Matt posted it, and then Mofsky put up the one of you missing.
Mofsky posted the first try miss from 40, and your make from 42 has washed down the internet river. I apologize.
Rob quote tweeted my make from Rob quote tweeted my make from 42 with the miss from 40. I don't know how you missed it.
Don't try explaining social media.
We both
to them,
did.
Matt.
Jay, I'm right there with you. I saw the doink. I didn't see the make.
You know,
I'm going to blame it on the algorithm, Matt. I'm blaming it on the algorithm. The algorithm shows me what it wants to show me.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. They're in the same tweet.
It's not how it works.
If you quote tweet something, it's literally in the tweet.
It's
the original video was in the tweet. That's how I saw it.
Because
I saw the original tweet.
Well, I don't pay as close attention anymore on social media.
He stopped trying. He stopped trying with social media. He said, "This isn't my thing. I'm going to stop trying."
You don't have to try.
He has to try.
Okay.
Well, all right.
42, first try. Good.
Sick. What do you think you'll top out at this year? You're going to go back a little bit, 1 yard every week until the season's over, right?
Yeah, I took one try from 45 yesterday and came up just short. So I'm hoping to eventually get to 45. But, yeah, I took 2 from 40. My first try from 40 hit the crossbar. Then I was good from 40 with a couple yards to spare. So I went back to 42, made my first try, then went back to 45, missed my one try, and then called it.
Okay. So why don't we start there? What's wrong with Carlson? Not just a miss on Sunday, but also a kickoff out of bounds.
Well, the miss wasn't his fault. The miss was Josiah DeGuara's fault because he didn't block Patrick Peterson off the edge. So I don't hold the –
Oh, right. I'm thinking about the week before. My bad. Yeah, but there was the kickoff out of bounds after the first one.
Yeah, that's inexcusable, especially because of what happened on the first one when, as you mentioned, Zabe, it trickled just inside the left pylon and out of the side of the end zone, I guess, not even the back of the end zone. If that happens, then you got to compensate on the next one and push it as far right as possible. I don't know if it was the wind. I don't know if it was, how he was kicking it, but that gives the Steelers possession at the 40-yard line, and they march down and score another touchdown for a second drive in a row. So, that was not good.
All right, let me start with this. Where do you stand and where do you weigh in on the 2 down linemen tit for tat in the press room this week that we played and talked about quite a bit?
I mean, LaFleur's it's all semantics. I mean, LaFleur's right, but I think people being like, why is he hanging his hat on this? What he's comical. He's exposing himself. Listen, you can make the argument that, and I certainly have, that if a coach is getting that defensive about something so minute, that there's probably some insecurity about everything that's going on with the team, which is fine. He's 3-6. He's not doing a great job. Of course he's getting defensive because things are tense. I don't think that, I'm not calling it an outburst. I don't think that, back and forth, that tit for tat told us anything we couldn't already tell ourselves by watching this team. He's right, technically. People around the league consider it 4 down linemen. And I know people are like, well, if, Preston Smith and Rashawn Gary don't have their hand in the ground, whatever. That's not the important part of the discussion. The important part of the discussion is not what we consider 2 down linemen. It's that they stink against the run. And LaFleur, for about a minute and a half after the video I tweeted, because he went on for a long, long time, talked about how bad they've been against the run. So he gets it. But it was very clear he'd been waiting to get that little mini rant off his chest for a while.
Sure. Okay, so why then are they so bad against the run? And is Joe Barry just rolling snake eyes with his calls where he's got light boxes in run situations that are getting shredded like your old tax returns?
Because
what's
they can't
going on?
tackle.
Why are they bad?
They can't get off blocks. They can't tackle.
Okay.
everyone always asks me, is it Joe Barry? Is it the players? It's everybody. It's Brian Gutekunst for not drafting guys who can stop the run. It's Joe Barry for not coaching guys to stop the run. It's on the players for Rob Domofsky had a good stat that the Steelers averaged almost 4 yards before contact per rush. That's to me a combination of not being in the right position, Joe Barry, or players, not being able to get off blocks, not being able to get close to them when you do get off blocks. And there were yards after contact too. So an inability to tackle. LaFleur has said they barely tackled. How many times have we heard that this season? An inability to tackle. It's on everybody.
Yeah. Matt, one of the things Zabe's talked a lot about is Josiah DeGuara. We talked about him, it being his fault. And Zabe's thing has been, why is he still on the team? Is he right that Josiah DeGuara should have been cut to set the standard of this is not what we're doing anymore? We're going to change the expectations. Because I actually think he's right.
I don't think you can cut guys for one mistake. Now we can argue that there isn't much purpose he serves on the team. Yes. Sure, if we really dive into the tape, has he been an okay gadget piece over the years? Sure, he's not a receiving tight end, but the Packers didn't really draft him to be that. Granted, what they drafted him to be is not what he's been anyway. I remember Matt LaFleur saying after they took him in the 3rd round of the 2020 draft that he had like Kyle Juszczyk type things in mind for him, seeing how the 49ers use Juszczyk. That obviously has not panned out. Josiah DeGuara really serves very little purpose on this team. I understand the role of an H-back isn't going to pop off the screen as much as, any other position. But is he really even doing anything much in that regard? And if he can't contribute on special teams and he freezes up and, allows that block kick to happen, then what are we doing here? I don't necessarily agree that one glaring mistake like that should get you cut, because that sets a dangerous precedent. If, it happens to other guys and you just have to start cutting guys left, they would have cut half the team this year. So I don't think you can set that precedent, but I do think his days are numbered here.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a controller unplugged moment.
Yeah.
For him. Like it was.
Yeah. The problem is the Packers have had a lot of controller unplugged moments.
I know that's the way it is. Christian Watson has, they've rallied around Christian Watson. I think unnecessarily, because most of the yakking is from idiots online, but they've done it. And I like that for a team doing that. The team LaFleur has said he thinks he can do better to help him out. Love has rallied around Watson. Here's the ultimate question, Mr. Schneidman. What qualities does he currently have as a WR1, and what does he still need?
He's not a wide receiver 1. So I would say that he has no qualities of a wide receiver 1 besides the game-breaking speed, which the Packers aren't using appropriately. Because if you remember the Philadelphia game last year when Jordan Love hit Christian Watson on the shallow crosser and then he beat everybody else, they need to get this kid the ball in space and let him run, because guess what? He can beat guys deep and leave them in the dust, and that's great, but you need a quarterback who can put the ball on him. And in case it's a tiny bit underthrown, you need a wide receiver who can go up and win a 50-50 ball. Neither of those are happening right now. So they need to get him going, get him the ball in space, easy completions, let him try and get yards after the catch, because that home run ball that we saw last season, the one against the Cowboys, the one against the Vikings that he dropped, because of both Jordan Love and Christian Watson, that partnership is not working. He had the Raiders corner beat in the end zone. Jordan Love underthrew him. He had the Rams corner beat 2 weeks ago. Jordan Love underthrew him. And then when it comes time to, win a 50-50 ball, he's done it once this year that I can remember. So they need to get him some easier completions. That's how you got to get him going. But right now, he's certainly not wide receiver 1.
Okay, so is that Schneidman pretty much folding up shop on hopes of him being a WR1, or is that because they never envisioned him as a WR1, even though he was the first receiver taken in that particular draft by the Packers?
No, I wouldn't say it's folding up shop because of what he did last season. I thought he was going to blossom into that. Now, he always had kind of the Marquez Valdez-Scantling stat lines of, 4 catches for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't know if that's sustainable enough to be wide receiver 1, but he has the talent to not only be a deep threat. He can do all the intermediate stuff that MVS didn't really do. So I think the tools and the, proof is there that he can be wide receiver 1, but the quarterback, Watson, the play caller, all those things have to improve for him to reach that potential.
Matt, you talk about improving. This is a team that they play in the Chargers that we talked about it during the first segment this hour, has given up 500 yards twice this year. If you can't improve in this game Sunday, it's going to be pretty ugly. Just talk about what's ahead of them and what do you need to see from this offense to feel very comfortable that they're trending the right way.
Yeah, I need to see Jordan Love build on last Sunday's performance. Did he have a bad decision throwing that first interception into that coverage? Yes, but I thought Jordan made more big-time throws, the 46-yarder to Reed on the final drive, the touchdown to Reed, the touchdown to Dobbs, the seam shot to Musgrave that he missed on against the Saints earlier this season. Like, you're seeing improvement from him on some of these big-time throws. I need to see him build on that. No back-breaking interceptions this time. That would be a step. And yes, he's going up against a pass defense that has made it very easy on opponents. And that's why, there's been talk of, are the Packers equipped to win in a shootout? They haven't shown they're able to yet this year. They might have to, because if the Packers trot out, backup corners again against Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, it could get a little ugly. So that's why Jordan Love talked yesterday about maybe being able to go, punch for punch with the Chargers offense. But yeah, I need to see some more improvement from Jordan Love, because what it's about now is, even if they lose, he needs to show the improvement to show that he's the guy, or at least earn himself a second year. There were some good signs on Sunday against the Steelers. He needs to build on that Sunday against the Chargers, and he should.
All right. Well, we're ready. Sunday, 1 noon at Lambeau Field against the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Herbert said he's looking forward to coming to the iconic Lambeau Field for the first time. Said he did not want snow, but he can do it in Madden. You can just click the snow button in Madden.
Zabe, if you need a coach to come by your field goal setup before the game, just shoot me a text.
I do not just to come by our setup, and I will shoot you a text. I do want to get on a field with you and take some notes and to go, oh, okay, that's how you do it. The angle, the pronation, the locking of the joint and the swinging of the leg and the planting of the foot.
That's a lifetime of playing soccer. So I don't know if I can teach you that in one.
No, you're right. I'll never really get good at that, just like math. It's a hopeless.
You should have seen Rob Domofsky took a couple of kicks yesterday. I almost threw up with how disgusting it was.
Wow. That is saying something.
With all due respect.
Yeah. A little late for that. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Matt. We'll
Thanks,
talk
guys.
to you soon. Matt Schneidman tonight, 6:00, Matt Schneidman Show right here.